Hello there, this is Heirs to the Kingdom channel, and today's lesson we're doing chapters 24 and 25 in the book of Leviticus. If you're new to this Bible study channel, going through the King James Bible, not skipping anything as Scripture's command. So if you would like, subscribe, and share this content, go ahead and get started here. We've got a little bit to read. I think it's about 19 slides on the PowerPoint here. But yeah, last we left off, we're in this part of a lot of the Israelite rules, statutes, and laws. Sacrifices, this, that, and the other. The certain times of months and the certain days of the months and, this, that, and the other time periods do this, do that, and blah, blah, blah. Which, we've already read through in the New Testament where Jesus removed those things, anything, things added to the Sabbath. And the stuff involving new moons and all that stuff has all been removed. But of course, just like, with everything else, if you break one of these rules, knowingly or unknowingly, there's sacrifices or things you must do to make atonement for such things. And so now we're going into chapter 24. And here's going to be starting listing holy things. Hope everyone's having a good day. We had a cold front come through. Nasty storm hit us last night here in Tennessee. And woke up with about 2 to 3 inches of snow. Which was weird because we was already dealing with 60 and 70 degree days. And now we went to 30 degrees and snow. I'm like, okay, wasn't expecting that, but either or. It's already melting away. Roads, the ground was too warm for it to stick there, only into grassy areas did it form up. But if you're in the same boat, getting that storm, or the storm's coming your way, like I got family in North Carolina, they're being hit with the storm now. It's a nasty little storm, thunderstorm. But I don't know if the cold front's going to be in that area to bring in snow. Maybe, maybe not. Just more things to add to your prayer list. Why not? But let's go ahead and get started here. Chapter 24, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure oil, olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. Couldn't be any certain oil, it had to be pure olive oil. Yeah, God's got his particulars about things. And so this has been one of the main things, is understanding that, when God gets in details about things, he expects us to follow those details. The things that are left with, different variables, then it's left with different variables. But how he commands men to be, women to be, children to be, leaders and judges and society to be, he means those things. And all their details of. But let's continue on here, verse 3. Without the veil of the testimony in the tabernacle of the congregation shall Aaron order it from the evening unto the morning. Before the Lord continually it shall be a statute forever in your generations. So they did spend 40 years in the wilderness, so evidently olive trees were everywhere at this time. Has to be for that to happen, because they got to go get olives, bushels of it. They got to beat them down to get the oil out of them. They didn't have a millstone system or anything set up that they're traveling with, so they had to, squish them by hand and squeeze the oil out of them, and then collect the oil enough for the lamps to burn continually all night long. And yeah, it takes a bit. Verse 4. He shall order the lamps upon the pure candlestick before the Lord continually. And thou shalt take fine flour and bake 12 cakes thereof. 2/10 deals shall be in one cake, and thou shalt set them in 2 rows, 6 in a row, upon the pure table before the Lord. And thou shalt put pure frankincense upon each row, that it may be on the bread for a memorial, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Every Sabbath he shall set it in order before the Lord continually, being taken from the children of Israel by an everlasting covenant. And it shall be Aaron's and his sons, and they shall eat it in the holy place, for it is most holy unto him, of the offering of the Lord made by fire by a perpetual statute. And the son of an Israelitish woman, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel, and his son of the Israelitish woman and a man of Israel strove together in the camp. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of the Lord, and cursed. And they brought him unto Moses, and his mother's name was Shelemith, the daughter of Debri, of the tribe of Dan. And they put him in ward, that the mind of the Lord might be showed them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Bring forth him that hath cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him. Like I said, God ain't playing around with this, and he doesn't expect his people to be, making light of the word of the Lord. But nowadays we have a lot of people that are making light of it. It's almost a joke even in churches, and that's a sad thing. Continue on here, 15. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Whosoever curseth his God shall bear his sin. And he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to death. And all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as well the stranger, as he that is born in the land, when he blasphemeth the name of the Lord, shall be put to death. And he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death. And he that killeth a beast shall make it good, beast for beast. And if a man cause a blemish in his neighbor, as he hath done, so shall it be done to him. Breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he hath caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. Now, a blemish would be a scar, like somebody, got mad and cut him and caused a scar. So, well, that person's got to be cut in the exact same spot, the exact same way. And these systems work very well, because if people had to have the same things done to them that they'd done to others, they'd be a whole lot nicer in public. They'd be a whole lot nicer in public. They'd be minding their P's and Q's a whole lot more. And in many ways, we should be bringing this stuff back. I would say, except anything that would be a completely, totally, accident that was an unavoidable accident, just some freak of nature type accident. That's the only thing that, should not be, held in that way. But if it's from negligence or deliberate or anything of that nature, then yeah. Let's continue on here, 21. And he that killeth a beast, he shall restore it, and he that killeth a man, he shall be put to death. Ye shall have one manner of law, as well for the stranger as for one of your own country, for I am the Lord your God. And Moses spake to the children of Israel that they should bring forth him that had cursed out of the camp, and stone him with stones, and the children of Israel did, as the Lord commanded Moses. Chapter 25. And the Lord spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field, nor prune thy vineyard. Now, this is very important to remember this, because Israel is cast into slavery for, I can't remember. I think, was it 400? 400 years? Many generations are born. No, I'm sorry. I think it might have been 40 years. Either or, we'll get to that part. I can't remember the exact, how many years. But I heard one time somebody said they did the math, and Israel went away from following this part, so they didn't let the land rest for a long period of time. And so the 40 years are the amount of years that was owed the land to rest. So God made the land to rest by removing the habitants thereof. And that was their punishment for not listening and obeying God. But yeah, that was the time with, you got the book of Daniel and stuff of that nature, where some of the people were born in Babylon and stuff, like that. And they grew up most of their life in Babylon. And I can't remember how many years it was. It was quite some time. Because the people, when they came back, some of the people, when they were young, they remember what the temple looked like. And the temple was destroyed, and they was from King David. King Solomon, actually, son of King David. But anyways, it's they came back and saw the new temple, and it was just a shadow of what it once was. And the people that came back early and started rebuilding the temple, they were proud of it. But the people that saw what it used to be, not so much. But we have to remember things like that. So, you lose stuff or whatever in your life because you're not doing as the Lord commanded. And so you may get something back, but it may not be as good as what you once lost because of what you was doing. Let's continue on here, verse 5. That which groweth of its own accord, of thy harvest thou shalt not reap, neither gather the grapes of thy vine undressed. For it is a year of rest unto the land. So what they're supposed to do is for 6 years save up enough food and everything else to last for a year. When it comes to the crops of the land and stuff. So that would be that year they'd be living off a lot of meat instead of the veggies and stuff of that nature. Verse 6, and the Sabbath of the land shall be meat for you, for thee, and for thy servant, and for thy maid, and for thy hired servant, and for thy stranger that sojourneth with thee. And for thy cattle, and for the beasts that are in thy land, shall all the increase thereof be meat. And thou shalt number 7 Sabbaths of years unto thee, 7 times 7 years, and the space of the 7 Sabbaths of years shall be unto thee 49 years. I think that's what it was. It might have been 49 years. I can't remember. We'll get into that when we get that part again. I'm not going to look it up right now, but anyways, verse 9. Then shalt thou cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month, in the day of atonement shall ye make the trumpet sound throughout all your land. We would call this the Great Reset today. They reset a lot of things, selling of lands, people going into servitudes, and this, that, and the other. Let's continue on here, verse 10. And ye shall hallow the 50th year, and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the habitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and ye shall return every man unto his possession, and ye shall return every man unto his family. A jubilee shall that 50th year be unto you. Ye shall not sow, neither reap that which groweth of itself in it, nor gather the grapes in it of thy vine undressed. So when I was talking about that math before about the 49 years, when you take the 7 times 7, when you do that, that's when the next year's Jubilee. After that. Verse 12, for it is the Jubilee, It shall be holy unto you. Ye shall eat the increase thereof out of the field. In the year of this Jubilee ye shall return every man unto his possession. And if thou sell aught unto thy neighbor, or buyest aught of thy neighbor's hand, ye shall not oppress one another. According to the number of years after the Jubilee thou shalt buy of thy neighbor, and according unto the number of years of the fruits he shall sell unto thee. According to the multitude of years thou shalt increase the price thereof, and according to the fewness of years thou shalt diminish the price of it. For according to the number of the years of the fruits doth he sell unto thee. So it's talking about, if you got you don't charge as much when you only got a short amount of time before the Jubilee's going to do the reset. But you can charge more if there's going to be, the full 50 years. Stuff like that. Anyway, 17. Ye shall not therefore oppress one another, but thou shalt fear thy God, for I am the Lord your God. Now, if you notice that about the price part, that's the way God's always saying that you should always do the right thing. If you're going to get something for 5 years, you shouldn't pay as much as if you're going to get something for 50 years. Treat each other correctly. Do not price gouge. We got a lot of that stuff going on today too, price gouging on a lot of things. And they always keep saying, well, that's just the comparable to the market thing. It says, well, they're going to answer to the Lord for it. But if you're one of those people having a business, just remember that. You're to charge appropriately. Overcharging or price gouging just because you can does not mean it's right in the eyes of God. 18. Wherefore ye shall do my statutes and keep my judgments and do them, and ye shall dwell in the land in safety. And the land shall yield her fruit, and he shall eat your field and dwell therein in safety. So here it's about, you'll dwell in the land safely. But if you do not adhere to the word of God, he's not going to protect them as much. And they run into that a lot because they disobey quite a bit. Most of us do. We're not perfect. We mess up a lot. That's why grace is so much better than the law. Verse 20. And if ye shall say, what shall we eat the 7th year? Behold, we shall not sow nor gather in our increase. Then I will command my blessing upon you in the 6th year, and it shall bring forth fruit for 3 years. And ye shall sow the 8th year, and eat yet of old fruit until the 9th year, until her fruits come in, ye shall eat of the old store. The land shall not be sold forever, for the land is mine, for ye are strangers and sojourners with me. And in all the land of your possession ye shall grant a redemption for the land. If thy brother be waxen poor, and have sold away some of his possession, and if any of his kin come to redeem it, then shall he redeem it that which his brother sold. And if the man have none to redeem it, and himself be able to redeem it, then let him count the years of the sale thereof, and restore the overplus unto the man to whom he sold it, that he may return unto his possession. But if he be not able to restore it to him, then that which is sold shall remain in the hand of him that hath bought it until the year of Jubilee. And in the Jubilee it shall go out, and he shall return unto his possession. And if a man sell a dwelling house in a walled city, then he may redeem it within a whole year after it is sold. Within a full year may he redeem it. And if it be not redeemed within the space of a full year, then the house that is in the walled city... Sorry, my puppy got there right beside me doing that noise. Then the house that is in the walled city shall be established forever to him that bought it throughout his generations. It shall not go out in the Jubilee. But the houses of the villages which have no wall round about them shall be counted as the fields of the country. They may be redeemed, and they shall go out in the Jubilee. Notwithstanding, the cities of the Levites and the houses of the cities of their possession may the Levites redeem at any time. The Levites are that's where Aaron and the priests come from, the keepers of the temples and stuff of that nature. So that never has an expiration date, because of their job is not to work the fields or work ranches or cattle or anything else or fabrics. Their job is the Lord, the Lord's house, the temples, the priests, all of that stuff. Let's continue on here. 33. And if a man purchase of the Levites, then the house that was sold and the city of his possession shall go out in the year of Jubilee. For the houses of the cities of the Levites are their possession among the children of Israel. But the field of the suburbs of their cities may not be sold, for it is their perpetual possession. And if thy brother be waxen poor and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him, yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee. Take thou no usury of him, or increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Now, the usury things means making a profit off of it. Like if you got somebody that's waxing poor, this, that, and the other, and you take them in, like it says, I'm going to take you in, feed you, house you, and clothe you, and you're going to work for me here. It says, but you're not to abuse him in that. Same thing as if somebody's in need of money, you let them borrow money, you're not allowed to charge interest on that. That's what usury is. It says, okay, you need to borrow $10, here's $10. Pay the $10 back when you can. You're not supposed to try to, take advantage of the poor. We have a lot of that today when you got the cash advance things going on, because people got small paychecks and everything of that nature. These places, they're going to answer to God for that, because they know poor people use their services because they're poor. They don't make a lot of money, and they need some cash till the end of the week. Now some people don't need the cash. They just do it to do it because they want to buy something fancy right at that point in time. But anyways, God knows the hearts of and reasons here and there. So that's all upon him. That's not to be our judgment. That's, God will judge them for that. We're not to unjustly judge. Verse 37. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals for increase. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, to give you the land of Canaan, and to be your God. And if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxen poor, and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant, but as a hired servant, and as a sojourner. He shall be with thee, and shall serve thee unto the year of Jubilee. And then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return. For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen. Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shalt fear thy God. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you, and them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. Moreover, the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession. And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor. And if a sojourner or stranger wax rich by thee, and thy brother that dwelleth by him wax poor, and sell himself unto the stranger or sojourner by thee, or to the stock of the stranger's family, after that he is sold, he may be redeemed again. One of his brethren may redeem him. Either his uncle or his uncle's son may redeem him, or any that is nigh of kin unto him of his family may redeem him. Or if he be able, he may redeem himself. And he shall reckon with him that bought him from the year that he was sold to him unto the year of Jubilee. And the price of his sale shall be according unto the number of years, according to the time of an hired servant shall it be with him. If there be yet many years behind, according unto them he shall give again the price of his redemption out of the money that he was bought for. And if there remain but few years unto the year of Jubilee, then he shall count with him, and according unto his years shall he give him again the price of his redemption. And as a yearly hired servant shall he be with him, and the other shall not rule with rigor over him in thy sight. And if he be not redeemed in these years, then he shall go out in the year of Jubilee, both he and his children with him. For unto me the children of Israel are servants. They are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. So here the Israelites are the servants of God, and today the Christians are servants to God. Now, in New Testament, it does say we're no longer to call ourselves servants of the Lord, since we're also adopted children thereof. We are, heirs to the kingdom. That's why, I renamed the channel some time ago. Because I used to be, being God's obedient servant was the name of the channel. But now called heirs to the kingdom. And that's the reason why. But we're still called to be servants. We serve the Lord. He doesn't serve us, we serve him. We live as he tells us to live. We dress as he tells us to dress. Our possessions in life should be a representation of how he desires us to live. Meek and humble, not materialism. Basic lives, basic this and stuff of that nature. And a lot of people just don't get that. They just don't understand that, we are still called servants of the Lord, except it's just not for the Israelites now. And you no longer have to convert to Judaism for it. Anybody can be saved. But when you're saved, that means it's the same thing as God brought them forth out of the land of Egypt. God bought us. He bought our freedom. We were slaves to sin, and he bought us with the blood of the Lamb. He bought and paid for us. He owns us. And we're to be happy to be owned by him. It's not a slavery system for serving the Lord. It's freedom from sin. But we have to do it his way. But anyways, that's the end of this lesson today. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we're just, we've got one more lesson. 26 and 27 left of Leviticus, and then we go to, was it Numbers? Numbers after that. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson here. Like I said earlier about praying. I got that one neighbor he's still in a rehab hospital, but the one neighbor I had with a kidney failure and hospice, he passed away last night. So we need to pray for his family. Well, we knew it was coming, so we had a chance to plan for it. it's so much easier to deal with death that way when you know it's coming, instead of it be an abrupt accident or something thereof. That always hits us harder. And so they had a chance to get some things in order beforehand. But yeah, I don't know if he was saved or not. I had my other neighbors said that they talked to him and stuff when he was getting really sick in the hospital. And they mentioned, it's like, do you want to speak about, do you want to learn about Jesus? Do you want to talk about him? And he squeezed their hand and shook his head yes. So that's the first interest I've ever heard of the man being interested in God. He's been a friend of mine, but he has not been a servant of the Lord. So I'm hoping he did get saved at that point in time. Because, I think he realized the end is here, and, maybe he was feeling it more about the Lord calling to him, saying, you ain't got much time left. People's been praying for you. A bunch of us in this neighborhood has been. Anyways, people like this are all around the world. These are people to pray for. The lost, the found, yourself, others, everybody, everywhere. All people, all nations need prayer. And don't forget to give God all the praise, glory, and worship and thanks in everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson here. So, God bless. Good day, and goodbye.